now going to go vote. So I'm going to hand over the gavel to our ranking member, Senator Kennedy, who I think will be calling on Dr. Baker.
Madam Chair?
Yes. All yours.
It was quick. You may have missed it. That was Senator John Kennedy, Republican, addressing Senator Elizabeth Warren as Madam Chair. That's because today Warren wielded the gavel for the first time in her new role as chair of the Senate Banking Subcommittee at a hearing on student debt. One of the more underappreciated elements, but most important, of the Senate Democratic majority that is empowered by those improbable Georgia wins is that some of the chamber's most crucial economic committees are now being run by some of its most progressive members. Those members are now able to sort of dictate the flow on issues and legislation on things like, say, student debt cancellation. Joining me now is Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Massachusetts, chair of the subcommittee on economic policy at the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. It's great to have you, Senator. Your hearing today was on student loan cancellation and student debt, which you've been pushing for very hard. We're 83 days in. What are the prospects for that? What's your prognosis?
You know, my prognosis is we're going to get this done. President Biden could cancel $50,000 worth of student loan debt, basically with the stroke of a pen. Student loan debt has been canceled by President Obama, by President Trump, and already by President Biden. He's been canceling about $5 billion of student loan debt every single month in the accumulated interest that he's canceling. But look, the reason we're going to do this is because it is so critically important. One of the things we face in this nation is a black-white wealth gap that has been with us now for generations and generations. By canceling $50,000 of student loan debt, the president would have the ability to close the black-white wealth gap among borrowers by about 25 points. And for Latinos, that would be about 27 points. Talk about something that would be transformative in this nation. We could do that.
Okay, so let me ask about the distributional point. The sort of average amount of U.S. student loan debt, and whether you're using the median or average, it moves around. It's somewhere around $32,000. Okay. You know, the argument that has been made is that canceling $10,000 or $20,000 has progressive distributional impacts. But when you get up to $50,000, you're canceling the debt of a dentist who's doing pretty well, or a lawyer who's also doing pretty well. And why would you cancel the debt of people who have taken out loans for relatively high-earning jobs afterwards?
So remember that the proposal is to have income caps on it. So it's not canceling student loan debt for people who are making a bazillion bucks. Yeah. And by the way, the median, according to the latest data from the Department of Education that they just released today, it's closer to about $40,000 worth of debt. Keep in mind, what that would mean is for about 84% of the people out there who have student loan debt, they'd be free and clear. They'd be done. They'd have no more student loan debt. And also remember who these folks are. I know everyone wants to talk about, the person with the fancy diploma or whatever. 40% of these folks never graduated from college. So they're wrestling with student loan debt on what you make as a high school graduate. It's time to turn them loose.
You have been quite outspoken and I think forward-thinking in the realm of taxation. And there's a big tax debate happening right now in Congress about these infrastructure pay-fors, about raising corporate taxes. I mean, it seems a little like we're chasing our tails around the tree, which is that the Republicans are never going to agree to any taxation on corporations or people at the top. Full stop. Like, it's the only thing that holds the caucus together at this point. Am I crazy? Or is that it just seems obvious to me?
So which Republicans exactly do you mean here, Chris? If you mean Republicans all across this nation,
right.
In fact, they support a wealth tax. The majority of Republicans across America support a wealth tax, as do the majority of independents and the majority of Democrats. It's the folks in the Senate and the House who say no, 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 because they're the ones who are beholden to the giant corporations, to the billionaires, and their big promise is that they are the tax cut people so that the rich can get richer. And somebody's going to have to pay to keep this government going. And they're willing to just keep shoving that off onto middle class folks, working class folks. Shoot, doing it through cuts, they managed to shove it off onto poor folks. And what this debate is really about is about talking about forms of taxation that are truly progressive, forms of taxation that raise a lot of money and put some basic fairness in the system. Now, you know me, give me a chance and I'll talk about the wealth tax. 2-cent tax on fortunes above $50 million. We can raise $3 trillion over the next 10 years. That'll pay for a lot of preschool and childcare, a whole lot of infrastructure, just that one piece alone.
Final question for you is about the news today on Afghanistan. I know you're on the Armed Services Committee, and I saw your statement on this. I'm going to be talking to Chris Murphy in a little bit, who's also quite invested in this issue. President Biden appearing to announce tomorrow a withdrawal that's not conditions-based of all troops by September 11th of this year. Do you support it?
I strongly support President Biden on this. It is time for us to get out of Afghanistan.
Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, thank you so much for making time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.